Oh, here's. Oh, I forgot about that. Good question. You can sign into Google, but with your Yahoo account. Is that correct? I think you can. Let's see here. Go to Google account. It's just it's just Johnny Ivanchenko at yahoo.com. Gmail, shopping, docs. Is there a place where it goes in docs? Yep, there it is. There it is. Let's see how this looks on my stream. Pretty good. Nice. Got it. Interesting that you put Miguel Cabrera third. What was the... Okay. Okay. So, in the end, are we gonna like? Or so you put like numerical values, you get a total value, and then you're gonna rank them by value. And does the value reflect their overall cost? Like, would you pay 56 for Mookie Betts, or no? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I am. I have you added in my title, so if people want to go watch over there, they can. I gotta turn off my TV. I always have something on my TV in the background. I'm always worried that's gonna get me in trouble. Like, no, but like, seriously, I got yelled at by fucking YouTube for watching Kitchen Nightmares when I watch people do that. I've literally seen somebody do that exact thing, but YouTube different than Twitch, I suppose. Twitch actually the fucking good guy in the situation. I like that. I like that. So what are the are these just based on perceived metrics or like juxtaposing them to leaders? I think you should, if you're going to use like actual data, right? It should be based on previous season, right? Oh, that's kind of cucked. I was trying to... can I make that back in here? So cucking is when you watch your wife get fucked by another man. But basically, in this day and age, they just kind of substitute the word cucking and fucking and kind of use it just interchangeably. 2019 MLB stat leaders. That's not really what I wanted. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Excellent. Hey, appreciate you, Chris. Thanks for dropping the follow, man. Well, let's hope the girl can hum. If the Discord is an issue, you can get the Discord app Oh, well, that doesn't really work. I was going to say you could get it on your phone, but then it wouldn't come through on OBS. Do you have the website URL? Can you drop it in Discord? Oh, it's Kuwait the link. Uh, Excellent. Mm-hmm. Well, I've got nothing but time, baby. So, Miguel Cabrera's speed is a 0. I know that. I think if we're talking about externalities, or it's like the luck stat in Dark Souls, right? Like, just because you have a higher chance of getting the Black Knight Greatsword doesn't mean you will. Or if you do, it doesn't necessarily mean you're good. Mm-hmm. Um, so, in terms of strikeouts, right? So, what would be a 10? Like, obviously, it's less is better, but like, is a 10 like 60 or 70? Right, but I mean, like, Mookie Betts strikes out like 100 times a year, right? And that's a 7. So, what does 8 correspond to? Oh, wait, so it's 1 to 8? Okay. Okay. Well, there's 8 categories, right? Okay. This was on the StatCast website. Control F, and we put bits. Strikeout percentage, he had a 15.4% strikeout last year. Yeah. Nolan Arenado only struck out 10% of the time. Yeah. The only one that I see going down significantly is Robinson Cano struck out 13.2% of the time. That was the joke. That was the joke. No, we won't. Yeah. Here, Nolan Arenado has a St. Louis hat, so I think they're pretty, like, in terms of, they're showing us pretty up-to-date shit here. Although, Didi Gregorius is not with the Phillies anymore, is he? Or is he? Did he get re-signed? Yeah. Yeah, he's still with the Phillies. I was wrong about that. They re-signed him. Dude, I don't know how to do any of this shit. You could create a function that would add it up for you. Like, that essentially says, like, B2 plus C2 plus D2 plus E, like, you know what I mean? Right. Right. I know, yeah. It's Excel shit. I could probably look it up real quick. But let's see, YouTube. How to auto fill totals on Excel. This is what has kept me from getting a job, I think, here.
Welcome to Quick Tips, a 2-minute video on answering.
I'm going to go ahead and hide my window capture for a moment.
How do I do that?
Otherwise YouTube
In this quick tip, we're going to look in Excel and how it can autofill some cells with some data. Someone want to put an extra 100 information on down the line. But what happens if they want to do this for every month?
This video?
Well, I could go down, type in 100. Quick ways. There is a little black. There's even an easy double click on that for all of my cells, all the way down. If you like this video,
that just autofill the total.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically.
Hi, I'm Ram Gopal. Powered increment of 3 reflected all the way down. Now, if you don't want to go through the steps of the things we can do, and then click and now let me do this here so that you can clearly see the
Right. How did you start picking the randomness? Like, how did you select the players that we're doing in the order that they're doing? You said they're random, but I mean, like, did you just run down a list? Okay. Right. I mean, I was just thinking even on, like, StatCast, you could just, like, run down. I mean, you could do it any way you want by any stat. Let's do Tatis. Okay. Sounds good. So here's the question. So say he hit 17 home runs last year, which was top 5 in the league, right? I don't think is there. Okay, so there's expected slugging from last year. His expected slugging put him in the top 10. But do you think that he'll be like top 5, top 10 in those stats going forward? So is this like speculative, or is this like what only on performance and metrics from last season? Okay. I gave my one addition to this spreadsheet so far. I wrapped Fernando Tatis Jr.'s text so that I didn't overflow into the next cell.
Well, I say motherfucker just like that. That's my thing.
Well, you're not the only
That's
one,
my big
motherfucker. Motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean he's top. He's top in pretty much every metric that you'd want, right? Thanks, JB, for the follow. Shit. Motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Keep talking, Mark. I got to see if your sound is coming through my. Keep talking, Mark. I got to see if your sound is coming through. Sorry, you just picked me up. I'm sorry. Your sound was not coming through, so I got to fix that. You can keep talking though. I'm not like. I think that should do it. Talk to me one time. You can keep talking though. I'm not like. Say something, Mark.
I'm here. You hear me?
I can hear you. I gotta see if my stream's hearing you.
So Tatis is 64 out of around 200, so in walk rate. So he does swing a little bit, but fortunately for him, like I said, that just like Acuna, or better than Acuna, when you have kind of exit velocity and that kind of speed, swinging a little bit more is not a problem. So, because when you do hit it, good things happen. So,
Like I said, that just like Acuna, or better than Acuna, when you have
I'm still trying to troubleshoot.
we'll say his expected base is a 6. Again, being conservative, but expected slugging, I'm going to say
He was top 10 last year, but that's basically the sample size you have to go off of, right? Or top
in
10.
the year before. The year before, too.
I didn't know he played.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Did he have limited?
yeah, he played half a season, like 330 at bats or something.
Okay.
But yeah, in the sample in the year in 2019, in that sample, and 2020, he is expected slugging was 612 last year. So his slugging's going to be an 8, and he also had, I believe, maybe the highest average exit velocity, or pretty close.
Average exit velocity Tatis is 95.9.
Number 1. So yes, we are going to give him an 8 in slugging.
And right below him was Sano. The only difference is you get 20% less strikeout rate, higher walk rate,
Right.
more stolen bases, more average.
Home runs. This one's a little tougher because obviously he has extreme power.
But does that
But he does
translate
play
into
it.
home runs in San Diego?
Plays in San Diego, yeah. And some of his slugging is going to come from his legs, but his home runs won't. So you can decide this one. I don't mean to
So let's
take over the numbers.
No, I mean you're doing a great job. I see here. Okay, so in 372 plate appearances, 334 at bats in 2019, he still hit 22 home runs. But he had 100 and let's say 120 less plate appearances in 2020 and hit 17. So I think that would indicate an uptick in home runs and power production. I would probably say that he's... And another thing to take into consideration is also marginal cost at the position, right? So what other shortstops are going to give you that kind of power, right? There's not a whole lot.
I'm not factoring in the position at all.
Right, but
This is just raw
say
rank among all players.
I would say he's probably like a 7, 6 or 7.
I think that's fair. Yeah,
I don't
can put that in.
I mean, so like if we're factoring in all players, he's not going to hit 40, 50 home runs.
right. To get an 8, I'm looking at a league leader in home runs, 45, 50. That's why I give Mookie Betts an 8 in average, because he's probably going to bat 330 or something like that.
Right. So
So we're keeping the 8s kind of scarce.
right. Yeah, I think you should. I think Miguel Cabrera might be like a 3 power. His home runs are going down. But it'll be a full season, so you never know. The variance will be quite high.
Yeah, who knows?
Scarce. Right. Yeah, I think you should. I think Miguel Cabrera might be like a 3 power. His home runs are going down. Oh, shit, I'm dumb. But the variance will be quite high. I'm having a weird feedback. And I
For
think
me or for you?
no, from my stream, it's like a ticking sound. But I don't understand. Like when there's like empty noise, you can hear it. But if I'm playing a game or something, it's not as bad. I gotta throw away my plate. I'll be right back. All right, sorry, I'm kind of slowing down your process. Let's get balls to the walls.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm kind of like a
We're just having fun,
giant ball of
trying to
disaster.
entertain the people, trying to entertain and maybe educate the people about.
How much this takes to be good.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna, it's gonna be a fucking process.
Right.
It's gonna take a long time, if you want to do it right. So, home runs for Tatis, 7, I think.
Yeah. I would be hard pressed to say that you could, with Tatis, there's very few other players that you're getting this type of value you get from him. Just
Right.
overall,
Yeah.
all the things that he offers you. Now, you know, guys like Mookie Betts are for sure going to have better averages than Tatis.
Right. He's a better pure hitter, contact hitter. He's got a better eye. Athletically, he's not even close. Tatis is probably the best athlete in the league.
So, like, the one thing that I see that's really so Mookie Betts will give you the average, but Tatis will give you probably more pop. And I think you kind of need to decide which you value more. I still think Mookie Betts is probably the best player on any board. I know that you're a big
I've got him.
Trout fan.
I think the 56 here is probably going to be. It's going to hold out to be number 1. I don't think anybody's going to be above that. If you disagree with anything, I did the Mookie Betts thing before you came along, but if you disagree with any of those numbers, you're free to
No, it's beautiful.
chime in.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, so Tatis, right?
And I was actually being conservative with Betts and giving him, less home runs and less steals, but I think he's still going to come out first. Yeah, so 7 for home runs, and then the strikeouts. It's hard to say with strikeouts because he's 22 and he's going to get better. 23.7 is bordering on not great. Of course, last year was all fucked, and they were starting in July, and the hitters had to have time to get warmed up, and it was a mess. So, out a little bit the year before. So I think he is still a free swinger, not to the extent that Acuna is, but
Javier Baez.
Oh, good God! Don't even bring that
up. So I think there should be an expectation. I think once again, Mookie Betts is a great juxtaposition because whenever you're going to go for more power, you're always going to give up something, right? And I think that you're giving up that kind of the contact and the strikeout rate. So every selection you make is kind of what are you giving up, right? There's not a single person. Mike Trout comes pretty fucking close, but there's not a single person on this list who's going to give you every goddamn thing, right? I think Mike Trout probably has the ability to do it, but I mean, and then Barry Bonds was that person too, right? where he's giving you the speed, he's giving you the power, he's giving you the contact. He's also giving you the giant fucking head after he took steroids, which is always a great additional piece. Did you put a 7 in for?
No, I was waiting on you.
I'm putting a 7 in there. Sorry. I thought you're like the gatekeeper. I thought I just talked and you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll enter the numbers. That's fine. So steals for Tatis. At 11 last year, I think 25 is probably pretty. In San Diego, everybody's going to steal 25. So 25 or 30, and that's going to be top 10% in the league. I think 6 is pretty safe. Maybe 7. Well, he's not going to steal more than Betts. I'd say maybe 6.
Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, he was top 10, right? Now, top 10 last year wasn't overly impressive. Actually, Trevor Story had 15. I'm impressed by that. But, yeah, you certainly... He's not...
With the switches.
In terms of the numbers last year, let's look at his previous season, too. He had 16 stolen bases in 372 plate appearances. He was also caught 6 times, which is not a great percentage. So, like, what was he, like, 60-some percent?
That's an issue in one of our leagues.
66%.
But not the other.
Well, yeah. Well, I would, like, if I'm saying, so 24 attempts, right? In that period, in 372 plate appearances. I think that volume is another thing that's really, like if you look at Alberto Mondesi, right? He's got 24 stolen bases last year, which he was an ugly baseball player to own. But his volume was also very high. He was caught a lot, I think, too. Alberto Mondesi. I spelled that so bad. So let's, just for the sake of argument, look here. He had 24 stolen bases, was caught 8 times. So it's about the same kind of clip as Tatis last year. So I think if you're working like with a 66% success rate, you're probably fine. But as you say, the problem with this is we can't keep on going back and like fixing somebody else. So Tatis was a top 10 base stealer last year. He's got to be at least a 6, but then he won't do more than Betts probably.
Is 5th on this list in sprint speed, and he plays for the most aggressive team in the major leagues.
In stealing?
Yeah, so 6 is automatic. 6 is conservative.
Yeah, Betts had 10 last year. So... yeah, I'm comfortable with like a 6 or a 7 because I mean he'll be top 10 based on the metrics, right?
Yeah. Runs, I'm gonna say that's a number that you depend on someone else for that number. So
right,
from year to year,
Similar
like Trout can go from like 120. Well, like 120 to 85, so you have to look at their fundamentals more. Does he get on base? Yes. Does he get home runs? Yes. Can he steal a base? Yes. Does he play for a good team? Yes. So 7, 8. I mean 8. He's going to be at the top of the league.
Yeah, you think especially with the lineup that he's playing in. Freddie Freeman led the league with 51 runs last year. Tatis was second with 50. Mookie Betts had 47. So
I thought Freddie Freeman would have led the league.
You said you would or did not think that?
I would not. I would not have thought. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was pretty much the fucking GOAT last season. So.
Okay.
I mean, in 60 games, he had 51 runs and 53 RBIs. Not bad for a guy who was thinking he was going to die from fucking COVID at one point. But yeah, I think that's a pretty comfortable 7 or 8 there.
Yeah. And RBI is the same thing. I'm looking at fundamentals. It's an 8. I mean, right? I think.
Yeah.
Depends on where he hits in the lineup, but I don't care where he hits in the lineup. I think has to be. He has the most potent run producing ability aside from Trout in the major leagues, I think.
So I think if they're a top 10 for a category, it has to be at least above 6. And then we have to kind of grade them based upon how we think they're going to do in the future and what they have around them. And I don't think Tatis has any problems with the things around him, and I don't have any doubt about his ability to drive in runs. So it's at least a 7 or 8, right? 7.
So okay, we'll do 7.
8 is good. 8 is good. I looked at him compared to Mookie Betts, and he's going to. So I believe Fernando Tatis is a 300 RBI, 30 home run guy, and probably close to 100 runs, 90 some runs, 100 runs. And I believe Mookie Betts is about 80 RBIs, 85, with 100 runs, probably 20 some home runs, maybe up to. He could have the ability to push 30, but maybe not in LA. So yeah, probably 8. You're right. I have that in the back of my mind where we were saying like we felt like 8s would be elusive, but we're talking about Tatis. We're not talking about just a random player. It's elusive for most others, right?
Right. We're talking about the best of the best.
Yeah, this is the crib.
At 22 years old too. Yeah. I mean his to think it's his first real full season because he's played 2 half seasons.
Right.
So
which is unfortunate.
It's going to be through the roof, and
but.
Yeah, and the Padres, it's just going to be ridiculous how good he's going to be. So he comes out at 53. I think I counted that correctly. 12, 27, 31, 37, 45, 53.
Yep.
So Betts is still first.
Correct.
Who's next?
All right. Do you just want to start like at the top? Do you want to do like ESPN's top 250 or something? That's going to add in pitchers.
Sure, you can.
That's kind of the.
Yeah, that's going to be a separate sheet, but yeah, you can just name them off. I don't want to do anything else to slow down my browser.
Acuna is next.
Ronald.
I do like that David Fletcher is in the mix, though. I like seeing him there.
Like what?
I like David Fletcher. Just kind of, he's the elephant in the room.
Right. Yeah.
The pink elephant with dragon ears.
How do you do the wraparound thing?
Oh, I got it, baby. So you just go, you click on the cell, go to format, and then go down to text wrapping and hit wrap. Actually, let's look at format, text wrapping, clip. What does that do? I don't know which one you prefer. This one just, it'll cut it off, and then when you click on the cell, it'll show you. Actually, it doesn't even do that. I like the other one better. Let's wrap it. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. It may be, I'm going to see if it's more helpful to just load the player's page, because it does, I think, give you their rank in the league. My browser's really slow. So.
Yeah, it's affecting your your quality on Discord. Just let me. I can do a million things at once, so just let me go ahead and handle things like that if you need me to. Mark?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just want to make sure your shit didn't die.
I'm still here.
All right. So batting average for Acuna, right? According to the website you have, his expected batting average is 254. What was I looking at here? Baseball Reference has his averages at 250, 280, 293 the 3 years he has played. So, I think as you alluded to previous, Acuna is a little bit of a free swinger, and the strikeouts and the average are going to be volatile. Also, a very streaky hitter. There are times where he's just raking, and there seems like there's times where he can't make contact with a baseball. I mean, I think he has some 4 strikeout games, especially without the spring training, which I think really hurt him probably more than probably most last year. If you watched him out of the gate, his strikeout numbers were just insanely high. And in plate appearances, we have 202 plate appearances with 60 strikeouts, which puts his clip at 30%, which is in the bad territory. Not in the abysmally bad territory, but pretty bad. So I think as long as his ability to make contact continues to be somewhat problematic, I think that his average will probably be capped between 280 and 250, which puts him at what, like I don't know, 5?
Yeah, I mean,
if 280,
Yeah,
do we
it's-
expect Tatis to bat
yeah,
280?
yeah.
285? What do we think?
No, I think 300 for him.
I think then
Uh,
wouldn't it have to be higher
gonna
than
be-
6 for him then?
300 with a caveat that he's going to get on cold streaks because of the strikeouts.
Okay. So you're saying that his average fluctuates so much because of his streakiness? Okay, I see that.
I mean, he can hit. I mean, in the first half, his rookie half season, he hit what 336 or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, he can hit 330, but also he's going to have some terrible weeks, and overall his average is probably going to be 295 or something,
If
which
that's
which is a
metric,
6,
then
which
I
is
think
really good.
Acuna needs to be a 4. But between 4 and 5. I don't know if we're talking about half numbers here, but it's between 4 and 5.
I think. Well, Acuna
because
does.
he
I
has
mean,
a weaker
280
average
is-
generally, and he is streaky. So he's going to give you weeks where he's going to fucking blow shit out of the water, and then he's going to give you weeks that I think are going to be tough. You want it?
Yeah, I give him a 4. On base percentage, so his expected on base was 409. His walk rate was 18.8, which is excellent. So he does take a lot of walks. That's got to be toward the top of the league. Yeah, it's 4th on my list in the whole league. So his on base percentage is going to be really good. Are you there?
My apologies. Dude, I told you my treadmill quit out on us, right?
Right.
So I've been running down at our basketball courts. and running on pavement is just hurting my lower back. Nothing you
Yeah, I understand.
kind of sucks. But,
Same thing. Same thing with me.
it also because I don't have something managing my speed, I'm pooping out a lot faster too. You know, because I'm just going faster than I would have on the treadmill, so my body was used to that, and now I'm just like pooping out. Anyway, but it'll probably help me get in better shape when I can push myself. On base percentage here, let's look at.
So yeah, Acuna's on base is through the roof. His walk rate is top 5. He has no trouble drawing a walk. I think at least a 6.
In 2019,
It's fair.
Why don't we have just like? We just have OBP, but yeah, he had his walk rate last year was really, really, really good, over 400. I mean, his OBP.
Yeah.
I mean, 406. Is that sustainable over a season? I don't know. He had 365 and 366 previous to that.
Yeah, I'm also factoring his age. He's going to get better.
I mean,
22 years
what's
old.
really impressive is the fact that he batted 250 and had an OBP of 406. So yeah, I think that his eye is good and he'll walk a lot. Obviously, his place in the order at times will probably it'll do a couple of things for him. It'll get him a lot of solo home runs. It'll give him a lot of opportunities for walks. So
What about a 7 for on base percentage?
I like it. 7 is good.
Okay, slugging.
With the caveat that he continues his kind of trends from last year, because his on base percentage was very good.
I believe he will, and I don't think he's going to have the horrible start that he had last year.
Right, and that will help. But he kind of had a weird home run, walk, strikeout type season. But that's not all bad.
True outcomes.
So slugging.
Slugging, I expect pretty much like a discount Tatis. He's really fast, a lot of power. So maybe a 7.
His expected slugging put him in the top 12 in the league. Let's look here. Slugging. His actual slugging put him 14. 581. So, I mean, he's top 15 in slugging, which puts him in the elite company for sure. Goddamn DJ LeMahieu with his fucking number 11 in slugging in the league. Jesus.
Yeah.
Dominic Smith number 5. Oh my god. Okay.
So I think we can say 7 or 8 for slugging. Whatever you think.
I tend towards something more conservative, but I think that you will not be disappointed with his slugging if you select him, assuming that he is also going to be a top 5 selection anyway. So.
Right. Home runs. I think 40 home runs or 35, 40 home runs is pretty much
a guarantee
to be expected. So
probably another 7, right? He's
outs. Well,
I said probably another 7, right?
Yeah. That rate was bad last year. It wasn't great the year before. So so for me, like anything over like 26, and it depends on year to year, but 26 is pretty bad. But like last year, because of the weird season, you had, pitchers like Shane Bieber and Karinchak and Devin Williams having these all-time high strikeout rates. Shane Bieber had the highest strikeout rate in Major League history for a starter. So mostly because of just the weird setup. So some of these are going to be a little skewed, but 29 is still bad. I mean, because other players like Trout recovered, and Acuna was still up there close to 30. So that's bad. I'm going to say that's probably like a 2, 3, maybe a 3. I'll give him a 3 because I think he'll get better, but
Yeah, it's
it's an anchor.
yeah, he struggled mightily, especially at the. I mean, like you say, he's young. He didn't have spring training last season. You expect that to kind of get remedied a bit, because the strikeout percentage was abysmal. Well, I just said it's not abysmal, but it's pretty bad. But
Pretty bad.
I mean, so his strikeout rate put him top 30. I mean, when you're in league with like Edwin Encarnacion and Yasmani Grandal and Alberto Mondesi, these are things you don't want to see. Garrett Hampson actually struck out 33% of the time, but he's not Miguel Sano striking out 44% of the time either. And I think something that should be comforting is he's not Miguel Sano, and he'll never be that person. I don't think Miguel Sano ever has the ability to rectify that issue. I think he will always strike out that amount of times because that's his skill set. His skill set is just swinging big, where Acuna has the ability to he's young, he can kind of change his swing, he can change his approach. And but you got to ask yourself, is the 35-40 home runs worth the high strikeout rate? And the other things, he gives you the speed, the runs, the RBIs, all that. He's kind of unique in that way. So his one kind of dent in his armor is that